Right, here we go.
The organizing principle of any society is for war. The basic authority of a modern state over its people resides in its war powers. Today, it's oil. Tomorrow, water. It's what we like to call the God business. Guns, oil, and drugs. But there's a problem. Our way of life. It's over. It's unsustainable and in rapid decline. That's why we implement demand destruction. We continue to make money as the world burns. But for this to work, the people have to remain ignorant of the problem until it's too late. That's why we have triggers in place. 9/11, 7/7, WMDs. A population in a permanent state of fear does not ask questions. Our desire for war becomes its desire. A willing sacrifice. You see? Fear is justification. Fear is control. Fear is money.
It is Tuesday the 11th of March 2014, and after a great warm-up with this microphone, it's been broken again, hasn't it? Cracking start to the show. I had a spare mic in hand.
Yes.
My name is Paul.
My name's Andy.
And this is the Unpenned Show. It's letting me down, isn't it?
It seems to be, yeah.
I know.
Gremlins.
Oh, dear. It was working fine as well on the test, wasn't it? Right, okay, you have the mic for a second.
Okay, we'll do. Well, just like to say hello to everybody and thank you for listening on Awake. We're not on Blog Talk this evening. And I missed last week. I do apologise. Just a, I don't know, a personal block, I suppose it was. A realisation. And I do apologise to everybody for that.
How am I doing?
I think you're back
Is
on.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, you had a week off last week.
I did, yeah.
And the reasons why is we're going to actually go through a little bit of that this evening,
I think
aren't we?
so, yeah.
Because we've decided it's time to take a break, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And it's because we feel it's time to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's my updates are overdue. We had a computer. This thing's designed on us. It didn't happen by accident. They've worked on us, and then they worked on these, and now they're working them back on us.
Well, we had to be friends with it first, didn't we?
We did. We had to make it our best friend.
And
yeah,
we had to get to love it.
Mm.
And then we had to not be able to manage without it.
Yes, yeah.
And here we are.
Mm.
The reason that we feel it's our time to graduate is because, looking back at the three stages that we've actually experienced in this journey, first of all, you need to learn to watch, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like watch with mother, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah.
And this mic sounds terribly different to the other one, doesn't it? Anyway, it's like watch with mother. And we call that our YouTube time.
Mm.
And we did. We watched everything. I mean, hours and hours and hours. But eventually, like all young children, there comes a time when you need to learn to read.
Mm-hmm.
And reading is something that it took us a long time to pick up on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we were lazy.
Mm.
Because the people that were watching on YouTube were saying they were doing the reading for us.
Mm.
And we didn't understand that was doing us no good at all. We can see it in today's technology, where the young kids, are being looked after by the electronic babysitters.
Yes.
And they can't read or communicate properly. They are socially inadequate, and they don't want to talk.
No.
And they don't want to learn to talk other than in short yes, no, will, won't. And we realised that we had to learn to read for ourselves, because if somebody else is doing the reading for us, then if you won't read, you can only ever have the intelligence of somebody who cannot read.
Yes.
Which we learnt that was stifling our progress. So we started to read. And we moved away from YouTube and started to read ourselves. And then we realised that we had to learn to write. And this is our attempt to write.
Yeah.
We've been on the air now 20 months. And this is where we write our own story, and we share it with you. It is painting a picture, but we're using words to do it. So can we actually write or share in a way with you that allows you to see what it is that we've learned? Because this is all art, and if we're going to save ourselves in any small part, it's to learn the value of art.
Yeah.
And it's not just painting. It's been able to paint with words. It's been able to relate to feelings, to empathy, to compassion. It's been able to understand other people's emotions and other people's differences.
Yeah.
And when we learned that not arguing was the way forward, we wondered why everybody else hadn't learned that. We wondered why is nobody else talking about these things? Why is nobody else saying this? And after our junior school, our primary school, and our secondary school, it's time to graduate. Because the internet, and you know that I've criticised it heavily over the years, things change. And the best thing about things changing is that we're designed to change with them. You've always got a choice with the internet, and Google's strapline is don't be evil. Inside this box of tricks, inside this Pandora's box, this wonderful world of Disney, this Neverland of attractions, is everything you ever wanted, and most of the things that you never needed.
Yeah.
And it's your challenge to take what it is that it's offering you, because history, I think, might record that this was our last chance to save ourselves, because they are very, very confident that this revolution, the technological revolution, will be the very last one. They do believe that this is it. Once they've caught us this time, we'll be in their web forever.
Yeah.
And they are very confident. And you've got to say, it's going very well, isn't it?
It certainly is.
It's uncomfortably going well, isn't it?
It is, when you see the youngster, as young as 2-year-old, wanting to be on the mum's smartphone.
But see, this is going to be our last show for a little while. It's not the last show we're ever going to do.
No.
It's time for a break.
It is.
It's time to recharge our batteries.
Yes.
And make sure we understand the difference between virtual reality and reality itself.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people that we've met along the way in our early days who had less than we have. Okay, and we figured that we were fortunate, and it was our job to mix and share and care. We realised that wasn't how it was working, was it?
No, it definitely wasn't.
We thought it would work like that,
yeah,
but it didn't, did it?
No.
We find that people who won't save themselves, people who won't become independent, will always subscribe to somebody who says they'll do it for you, or they'll show you how to do it while you're sat at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is where I have a little bit of a problem with the Freeman movement. Now, I don't understand enough about it, so I'm not going to make an all-over judgment. But I do have a little bit of a problem with it. And that is that when we were associated with before, one of the people there, they actually got pulled over driving an uninsured car.
Yeah.
It wasn't insured. Now, I cannot support somebody driving a car not insured.
No.
If you want to actually claim that it's our right to drive a car not insured, I believe you may be okay with that. But as long as you can pay the bill if you caused the accident.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you can pay the bill. Now, I know in the early days that we suspected the entire system was corrupt. we thought everybody was out to diddle us and screw us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were making that reality happen because we believed it was true.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people believe that is true, the stronger it appears in reality.
Yeah.
That's how we've talked about that for a long, long time. I opened the show with the fear-based clip.
Yeah.
The gold, oil and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And a society is held in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does, and everybody knows what it does, it makes us into a self-preservation society.
Yeah.
It makes us into isolated, paranoid people,
Mm-hmm.
where we believe everybody's out to get us. Well, that's exactly what the system wanted to achieve. It's done what it wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's doing it very well.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And you've got to break out of that box of fear.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard this said many times from people, but let me tell you, if you're arguing with everybody if they don't agree with you, if you're painting the world 50 shades of grey and mostly black, you're making it worse. The news cycle is very simple, because you actually repeat what they have said to you. Now, to repeat what somebody has said is to spoke. Okay, you spoke it into reality.
Yep.
Okay, and a spoke is what supports the very bi-cycle that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
There's reality and virtual reality. The internet is not a new virtual reality, it's an improvement on the one we were living in with TV.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can choose your own programs. They're that goddamn convinced that they've got us, that you can program yourself with whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
We've given you access to every single thing that you could possibly think of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you to call our bluff.
Yeah.
You decide.
Mm-hmm.
You get smart. We know the truth, and we play hide and seek with you. But we leave plenty of trails and trials for you to follow. You can use this to make a better version of you, but here's the big skill. Use it by all means. It does have things that you need in,
Yes.
but when you've finished it, and you've handed over the energy, you've made it into the time-stealing machine that I call it, do you have anything to offer after all that time? Do you have anything to offer that I might want to buy? Because if you haven't, you've been kidding yourself, making yourself look childlike, kidding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get on here and I'm going to save the world. Do you remember that ideal?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember you and I? Do you remember we really figured that it was our job to save the world from itself?
We had to do something.
And we were right.
Mm.
And we've done something.
Yeah,
We're here.
there is a bit of a legacy there, yeah.
We've done something.
Yeah.
But we've done all we can at this moment in time,
Yes.
in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned the radio show has been fantastic. It really has been fantastic. It's taught me about me. It's taught me how to deliver.
Yeah.
It's taught me that what I have to offer has no real value other than to those that see the world in a similar way.
Yeah.
And the reason that I know it's got no real tangible value is because we don't have the level of support that others do. And I know why that is. Because we don't tell you what you want to hear. We only ever promise to share what we can see. Now, if I go listen to Alex Jones, Michael Tsarian, David Icke, who else is there? Vinnie Eastwood, James Corbett, Ryan Dawson, whoever else I can think, I can't remember anymore. Whatever. They tell me that you don't travel around the world. You don't speak to the people that I do. You don't see what I see. The awakening is happening. And I say, good. But there's no proof from my end. Now, if you want me to keep my spirits up, if you want my spirit to be strong and courageous, you're going to have to give me a bit of proof. Because spirit is measured in proof. That's its strength.
It is.
And if you and I don't see any proof, I see lots of evidence in virtual reality. But out here,
No.
I see people scared to bloody death.
Struggling.
They are more concerned about next week's bills.
Yes. Yeah.
2.7 million households are living on a budget where more is going out every month
Yep.
than coming in.
Yeah.
This is shopping on the credit card and surviving by any means possible.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a world that's designed to make us poor. This is socialism at its finest. And this is where we're taught how good we all are to accept that those less fortunate than ourselves will be provided with a safety net so they can at least have what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope those people at the bottom understand that. Because what I've just said is true. The people who work hard and pay taxes are happy for their hard work and tax money to be given to you so you can survive. Now back to the Freeman boys and girls. What I hear from them is that we want to create a world that did exist. It's never existed.
Mm-hmm.
Where they don't have to pay for things.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason why is because very early in this game, do you remember, we that's how you start, isn't it?
Yeah.
You listen to people like Jordan Maxwell
Mm-hmm.
and how the world is corrupt and it belonged to us in the first place.
Yeah.
And how it's been stolen off us.
Mm-hmm.
And we should get it back.
Yeah.
This all sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean,
yeah.
this is the best James Bond movie. This is John Wayne. Here we come. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work like that, does it?
No.
Okay, it doesn't work like that. As you understand this system more and more and more and more, it becomes simpler to understand. But it's the people who add the complexity.
Mm-hmm.
We are unknown, diverse creatures. We will do whatever it needs to gain advantage, reward, favour and wealth. We're told to play by the rules, and those above us don't do anything of the sort.
No.
This is a game where those that have got the guns will control those that haven't got the guns. We're in a war, and the art of war is betrayal at the very right time.
Yeah.
Betrayal is the very art of war, and we get betrayed every time we choose another prime sinister at the general's election.
Mm-hmm.
We do,
Yeah.
and we fall for it every time. And you do say to yourself, how many more times? The Freeman boys and girls, that's the world they want to create.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I used to judge and criticise and think that they... But no, I've realised that's their tribe.
Yeah.
That is their tribe. And that's the tribe they want to create, and that's who they're trying to attract. Crack on. Do you know what it's got nothing to do with me? If you want to create that tribe, go right ahead. But two things. Don't tell me that you're independent, grow your own food, and living off the grid.
Yeah.
When you're not.
When you're not, no.
Don't tell me that you can't claim your benefits because of a cock-up in the system, when the more likely explanation is that you're in trouble. The more likely explanation is that you're in hiding. Don't tell me that you're not paying your gas and electric bills, and this is how you did it, unless you're prepared to prove it.
Mm.
Don't tell me that in section 123 of the Trading Standards or Customer Services thing, 1974, whatever it's called, don't tell me in section 123 point number 5 that non-commercial means domestic. Don't tell me that point says that there is no payment required for non-commercial supply. Because non-commercial, I've been told by a guy who's going on radio stations, he's going on radio shows, and he's telling people that the bond, the commercial bond that we're all told right at the beginning, he's telling people it exists, but he has no proof.
No. He's
telling people that we don't have to pay our utility bills. And he gave me, 1974, Trading Standards, whatever it is, customer, I can't remember, I'll put it up later. He told me, section 123 point number 5 clearly states that there's no charge for supplies to non-commercial. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he said non-commercial means domestic. So a little look up in Black's Law, a little look up in all the dictionaries, non-commercial means not-for-profit. Not-for-profit. A domestic residence is not a not-for-profit residence, is it? It's not, is it? And yet he was going on radio stations telling people, this is why you don't have to pay your bills. And do you know what that told me? He told me he's a good guy saying the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know he's a good guy saying the wrong thing. And when I said to him, you can't just make up your own definition, because that's not what it is. He wasn't having it. He wasn't having it. That was it. Go join your own tribe and go live your own lives.
Yeah.
But don't tell me you're doing that and still turn up for your benefits. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell me that you're working hard to create a new world that will save us all when you've got a listening audience of 7. This is an illusion that we've been drawn into here.
It is, yeah.
There are only hundreds of people in this country who are really bothered. The rest are really busy doing something else. And it's mostly surviving. Because that's where we are. It's down to survival. Self-preservation.
It is.
Do what has to be done.
Yeah.
The road we're on is the road we're going to stay on, unless something remarkable happens. This is going to be the fall of society in a way that only history talks to us about. Because we are the laziest version in recent times. We don't know how to grow food or ourselves.
No, we don't.
We tell lies to ourselves. We pretend that we're something more than we are. We can't go back in time. We have to go forwards on this wheel of fortune. Anybody who says that we're going to campaign and go back to a more gentler time, anybody who keeps telling you what the Indians were like and the wisdom that they shared, right? It's lovely stuff.
It is, but it's gone.
It's not going to help you.
No.
The system only knows how to make more of itself.
More of itself, yeah.
That's all it can possibly do. The system makes more of the system. And as it passes the 50% mark of people who work for it, the system now knows it's got you. Because those that work for it want to work for it because they've been made to believe that's where the business is done.
Yeah.
That's who you work for. And it is. So they do. So this all-out strike, down in tools, million-man march, protest banners, shouting and bawling, it's all designed so you cannot challenge intellectually. It's all designed so we don't actually look at the problem. And the problem is our ignorance.
Yeah.
Our refusal to make a better version of ourselves. We can blame our parents. We can blame our counsellors. We can blame whoever we want. But the word blame has got a B in it and the word lame in it. And if you're going to be lame, you'll be the meal for the male that's going to catch you.
Yeah.
Because we are, if we never learn anything else, creation cannot be done on here. Creation cannot be done on here.
No.
Because everything that's in here already existed. This is just a dog digging contest for who's going to find what today.
Yeah.
It's already there. You didn't create it. You copied it. You pasted it. You repeated it. You researched it. But it wasn't creation.
No.
We don't sit at the front of this race creating the outcome. We're charged with taking to pieces the outcome itself. We are nothing more than the professional commentators on what's just happened and why it's happened.
And whose version's true.
Correct. The news cycle is going to make us go round and round in circles.
Yeah.
And it's doing a fantastic job. We're never going to learn because the evidence is that's why we're here. Because we refuse to.
Yeah.
This is our last chance. This is the last chance saloon.
Yeah.
If you've never learned anything up until now, if you think you can turn back the clock, if you think you can live off the grid, if you think you can actually get a free ride, then go on then. But if it's a free ride, make sure you're doing no harm to anybody else. Because if you're taking off something that's working, so you can pretend that you don't have to, don't come near me. Don't come near me.
No.
Because I'm not going to give you the time of day.
Yeah.
The only way you can survive on this is if you've saved yourself.
Yes.
That applies to everything. And that is that you're financially still surviving, you're floating, and you've managed to know yourself. You've discovered the real you, not the pretend you, not the aggressive, not the obnoxious, not the difficult, not the pushy you. The one that says, do what you want and say what you want. Because I do. And I don't mind if you don't agree with me, as long as you don't mind if I do the same with you.
Yeah.
You see, we all want to improve our little lot. But this cannot be true. Because if it was really true, then if it's only 1 point manifesto, do you want to improve your little lot? And everyone says, yeah, we do. Yep, we do. Yes, we do. Then the next line is, then we must directly challenge those that affect our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can't do it on here.
You can't.
This is the can't concentrate camp.
Mm-hmm.
This is the invisible jail cell.
It is.
And we can inspect every part of this jail cell. At the moment, it's a net. And we can still escape. But once they've got all commerce on here, once it's all on here, then it becomes a web. And if you can't use it, and you don't use it, and you're not plugged into it, the matrix, the very womb, the very uterus that the new man's going to be reborn out of, which is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is an update like you've never seen before.
Yeah.
You come to the conclusion, and it's awfulness, that you get to the conclusion, do we deserve it? The answer is no, of course. No, mass annihilation in millions is never...
No.
You can never justify that.
I know.
But you do look in the mirror.
Ask yourself questions.
You do look in the mirror. I mean, when I first started this journey a long time ago now, if someone said to me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how smart do you think you are? And I'd have said, you know what? I'm going to go safe here. I'm going to go in the middle of a road, 5. Think I might be a 5, maybe a 6 in some circles. After the journey, ask me again, what number would you award yourself between 1 and 10?
I gave myself a minus. I was still catching up.
Well, I know one thing, I wasn't a 5 at the start.
No.
And if I'm anywhere now, I might be a 2.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced about that at all. And that's been a gift that took some swallowing. Because this present, it's not pretty, is it?
No.
Now, you can have the one that's all wrapped up in pretty paper with bows on, and that looks like a lovely present, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And because it looks like a lovely present, right, that's great. You'll take it without looking inside. Well, that's what they do. Every day we're presented with something that looks good enough. But we daren't unwrap it, dare we?
No.
We daren't unwrap it. The rappers, they rap. Don't they?
They do.
Yeah, they rap us.
They do.
What about ballads and rock? Is that going to wake you up? The system's cleverer than us.
It certainly is.
And one lifetime's never going to be enough.
No.
To learn how.
No, it isn't.
But it's enough to learn that this is the apprenticeship.
Yes.
We're ready to graduate now.
Yeah.
The system makes more of what the system needs and nothing else. That's why it becomes almost impossible to survive outside the system. Socialism, or Robin Hood, which is the same thing, is designed to make us all poor.
It certainly is.
None of this is new. None of this is new. Rich people don't want us to do well. Rich people want to stay rich and get richer.
They do, yeah.
And they don't want to work either. Well, the only way rich people can stay rich and get richer by not working is to take it from us.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. That's what they do.
That's what they carry on
That's
doing.
exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what's been going on.
And this is where I've come to a bit of turmoil in my head. They've got the perfect right to do it, haven't they? And you can't say,
this
no,
is
they
awful.
haven't. No, they haven't.
It's
all ours. It's all ours. No. The analogy I'm going to use now, and it was the royal family that brought it to me, was we have to do everything for ourselves. We don't do everything for ourselves, but we believe we do. And what we believe we're doing is going home, deciding what you're having for tea. I've got to put some washing. I've got to change the bed. Oh, the dog needs walking. Where we're going on holiday. All these sort of decisions we've got to make. And I didn't iron my shirt tonight when I came out. I forgot to. I didn't have time to do that. Oh heck! Now that's at our level. The level's a few further up, and I'm thinking now the royal family, they don't have those decisions to make. All those decisions are made for them.
All landowners have housekeepers of
They are.
some
We've,
shape or
we've
other.
seen it with Jeeves and Worcester, haven't we?
They've all got housekeepers nowadays.
Fry and Laurie did it, didn't
Yeah.
they? And we watch these programmes, but and that's why they've got time to go and shoot buffalo on the Serengeti. They've got time to go to the Maldives and leave little King George at home. And they get shot down for doing that, but they got shot down for taking him on holiday as well. So a little bit, they can't do right for doing wrong either. And you've mentioned a few things to me over the years as we've sat here and we've talked it over, and it's the realisation. Yes, we are slaves. There's no getting out of this, and we can dream and we can go into this dreamland of the internet and believe, and they're even calling it the cloud now. This is what and the kids are loving it, putting this stuff in the cloud.
Put your head in the clouds.
The universities have latched onto it.
Castles in the sky.
Yeah, my wife's doing a master's. She stores everything in the cloud, and she can link onto the university, and it's all lovely and fluffy, and I can. But going back to sorting your life out, and can you sort your life out? No, you can't, because we ask other people to do it. Just as Prince William is settled into a life of, this is done for me. My underpants are laid out, my socks and my shirt and all that, and the royal backside is wiped. I do know that for a fact. There is a royal bum wiper. And I got that from one of the butlers that worked for the Queen.
The keeper of the stool.
Yes. So and it is a different life for them, and they're born into it, just as we're born into it.
You get used to what you get used to, don't you?
Yeah, and they're just as enslaved as we are.
Well, more so. Look at this. Look at the insecurity. They
they surround themselves with security.
If you want to see who's the freest, it's still us.
It is us.
It is us. That's what they hate about us.
We're free
They
slaves.
hate about us. I mean, it's a bit like the. I remember years ago, a lot of years ago, I had a fish and chip shop at the other end of the town. I remember the busiest days are Saturdays. We were heaving. I was on my knees when we finished. But I remember across the road from the chip shop was a big council flat, a big 3-4 story bit. You know which one I mean?
I do know which ones you mean. Yeah,
I'm absolutely juiced up with cold, but I'm not going to moan about it. But you can hear it in my voice. It sounds crazy, my voice today. But in those council flats were all sorts of people, mostly on benefits. The usual problems that come along with those council flats. Mm-hmm. But you know, there weren't bad people as such, and they were happy.
Yeah,
in a way, they were happy, and I found myself a little bit jealous. Why am I working so hard when they
don't have to?
They look. It wasn't that they had enough; it was they were happy having enough.
Mm.
That's what I was jealous about.
Yeah,
I thought, why can't I be happy with enough? I've changed the way I feel and think nowadays. But on your uphill gradient, on your fight to the top to see how bright you can be, I remember thinking, why can't I be happy with just enough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I was a little bit jealous.
Mm.
And now I know why.
Yeah,
because enough is being happy.
Yeah,
you know, as long as you've got what you need, then that's all that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Except the list that you need has been added to greatly over the years of things that you've been told you need.
Yeah,
that you perhaps didn't.
Yeah, these things make you.
EWE.
Yeah. Excuse me, but yeah, I've come to. I said it a few weeks ago, actually, on one of the shows, that I'd come to a Y in the road, and that Y in the road now for me, as I've got to concentrate on my family now. The family is all I've got, and that's my little world. And it doesn't matter what spin doctors they put here, there, and everywhere. And I've got to regroup. I've got to go back to a place in my head that's my own survival, and a little bit of Darwinism is the survival of the fittest. I'm sorry, but it is.
No, people don't want to hear this.
They don't want to hear it, but it is.
We look at the animal kingdom, how it's set up.
Mm.
We look at how they fight for territory,
Yeah.
hierarchy,
Yeah.
control, and breeding rights.
Mm.
We look how they do it,
Yeah.
and we think that we're nothing like them.
No.
And yet, the truth is that we've been made from them.
We have.
Now, who's done it doesn't matter.
No.
It's a bit like that conundrum that's going on at the moment. The Malaysia plane, right?
Mm.
What on earth's happened to it? Now, I've looked today at all the versions of what could have happened, because the plan is it's disappeared.
Mm.
Right? Just disappeared. Okay? Gone.
Mm.
That's what everyone's been made to think. And the conspiracy theorists are going through the old routines of all the things it could possibly be. Not one, right? Not what. This is how magicians, a magical mystery tour are on.
Yeah.
Not one, right? Not one version can I find that says the easiest way to con you all would be there was no bloody plane in the first place.
Like, never took off. You were just told it took off.
Right. We just managed to get a blip onto the radar screens, right?
Yeah.
We managed to hack it. We put the blip on the radar screens.
Mm-hmm.
We were working the radio, and then gone.
Yeah.
The easiest of all the versions that could have happened. Not one. Not one website today could I find that said the most sense right now, with the very little information we've got, is there was no bloody plane. Because we want the magic to be true.
Mm, we do.
We like a mystery.
We do.
We don't like so it didn't happen then. So it didn't happen. So that was just an illusion.
Mm.
And I only ever heard it, but because I'd heard it, I became the audio sense and repeated it.
Yeah.
And then decided that I'd try and decode it without seeing it, touching it, smelling it, tasting it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is the Wizard of Oz moment, isn't it?
Bloody brilliant, isn't
The
it?
man behind the curtain.
Bloody brilliant.
Yeah. And then she wakes up, it's a dream. We're all a dream. We're all a dream anyway.
We can paint the world 50 shades of grey and mostly black.
Yeah.
And that'll make the world a darker, dimmer place.
Mm-hmm.
And are we not there? Is that not what's going on?
Yeah.
We're painting the world a darker, dimmer place.
Mm.
They're dimming the skies, and they're making our outlook darker.
Mm.
And the truth is, it is. The truth is, it is darker. We are going back to a time that might resemble the Dark Ages.
Well,
but we'll never recognise it.
No,
because we think we're too smart.
You said a few years ago we're going to go back to candles and wind power.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going. I've said on the other shows, make a candle pot heater. We're going back to candle power and wind power. They're pushing the wind turbines. This is the way forward.
This is the being taught to be poor.
Mm.
I said that years ago.
Yeah.
We're being taught to be poor.
We are.
This is socialism at its finest.
This is a more or less society. You
want more and you get less.
You get less, yeah.
But we don't have to put up with this. I don't know how much further we have to go. I do feel that, the cycle will... The bottom will be when we get there.
Mm.
Do you see what I mean?
I do, yeah.
It'll be... It isn't where they say it is. It's when we won't take it anymore.
Mm.
It's when we say enough already.
Yeah.
In big enough numbers. Now, are we going to say enough already? Not yet.
No.
But there will be a time.
Mm.
We're led to believe this is the end. This is the end game.
Mm.
This is where they're going to enslave us all, put chemicals in the air. Oh, I'm still doing that. Juiced up here. And they're going to wipe us out. 90+% is going to be killed off by the end of the century.
Mm.
There's plenty of evidence out there that the culling is underway.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. We know.
Yes.
We eat the food.
We do.
And we know. We drink the water. And we know. Germany's banning Wi-Fi in schools.
Mm.
Right? It's just do it. Because it says that it can. It is a possible cause of cancer in children.
Yeah. We had Barry Trower on the show. He confirms it.
Yeah.
He helped develop it.
Is the UK is the UK government bothered? Not in the slightest. Why is the UK government not bothered? Because we're not bothered.
No.
We aren't kicking off.
No.
Now, when we say kicking off, it doesn't mean, so let's start a campaign on Facebook. Okay, this is the playground. This is the playground. The teachers can't hear you in the playground. If you look at schools nowadays, all the windows are barred, and the playgrounds are out of earshot of the staff room. They can't hear us. this is the internment camp.
Yeah.
For sure. We need to get involved, because I actually truly believe there are plenty of people working in the system who know just as much and an awful lot more than we do. And I'm going to add one more to that number. I don't think they're going to make it, but I don't know how much we're going to have to lose until they don't make it. Does it get right down to the guns on the corner and shooting you if you don't agree? Does it get right down to that? You know, do they start wearing? Do they start assuming the status of royalty? Do they ban us off the roads and curfew us? Do they take away all our bank accounts and give us credits at their mercy? That's how far it'll go if we put up with it. The level of tyranny we're going to have to live under, the level of slavery that will be applied to us, is quite simply what they can get away with. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, I know it sounds a cheesy reality, but the word love is misinterpreted by almost everybody that I meet. Everybody. Because to love anything, you've got to recognise its value. And the first thing you have to recognise the value of is of your own life, is of your own existence. Why you're here, and what it is you're going to do to make your life fulfilled, empowered and worthwhile.
Yeah.
And you say, well, people don't do that. No. So they're never going to know what love is. They're never going to know. They'll say it.
Yeah.
I love my kids. I love my car. They're programmed to say it after sex. I love you, which is just thanks very much. It's just confirmation that next time it'll be okay if I ask as well, will it?
Yeah.
Because we've got sex and love mixed up.
You have, yeah.
We shouldn't do.
No.
We might be confused people. We might be lost in space, lost at sea, going round in circles. But I look at people, I meet people. I've got one of the best stages ever. It's only a chip shop, but I get hundreds of people a week, and I get a minute or two with most of them. I don't need people to tell me. I know, because I see it in their eyes. They just want to be happy, but they don't know how. They don't know how to do it.
Whenever I get gloomy with the state of the world, I think about the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. General opinion's starting to make out that we live in a world of hatred and greed. But I don't see that. Seems to me that love is everywhere. Often it's not particularly dignified or newsworthy, but it's always there. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, husbands and wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, old friends. When the planes hit the Twin Towers, as far as I know, none of the phone calls from the people on board were messages of hate or revenge. They were all messages of love. If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
So, welcome back with our second segment this evening. God, my voice sounds strange. My name's Paul. Oh, you're not ready, are you? His name's Andy, and it's Tuesday the 11th of March 2014.
Sorry about that, I'm pouring a beer.
Hey, thank drunk you're not God.
I know, yes.
Anyway, this is the Unpenned Show, live on the Wait Radio, being broadcast around the world. Thank you for listening, however you're doing so. This is our last show before we're going to take a little bit of a break. It's a little bit of a catch-up for you and I. We're actually, tonight we're telling the story of the journey we've experienced so far. And we've stopped at this station for a long time, and I've loved every single minute of it.
Yeah.
It's taught me lots of things that I didn't know I needed to know.
Yes.
And most of them, not really what I was hoping to find.
No.
The station has been fantastic. We've had nothing but help, positive feedback.
We have.
And,
thank you very much.
And I don't know how to say thank you or to contribute in a way that will help them continue, but I'll get my chance in the future because we've done this for absolutely free.
Yeah.
We've never been asked to pay a penny for any of this.
No, we haven't. No.
We'll get our chance to say thank you
We will.
in the future.
Yeah.
Because we'll keep asking how we can do that. I thought it was somebody hoovering outside. But we're taking a little bit of a break because we feel like it's time to graduate.
It is.
You feel like you need to take a different direction.
I do.
To see how your life's going to work out.
Yeah.
Because even though we are a little older than perhaps most people listening, we understand that even now we have to update.
Yes.
You've got to update and improve.
You have.
Because if you don't keep adding the new bits, if you don't keep involving yourself in new technology, and you've got to live. To live, technology is coming so fast nowadays.
Yeah,
that it'll leave you behind in a breath if you let it.
The downloads for me are just getting heavier and heavier. Like, it's not called a download for nothing, and and it's taking me longer to update.
But that's because we're actually getting loaded with stuff we don't need.
Exactly.
We've forgotten, but we've reminded ourselves.
Yes, that's time to remind myself. Yes,
it's what we do. It's how we do it. It's how much we've got to offer.
Yeah.
And it's how much people think we deserve.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't get any money out of the internet.
No.
You've seen lots and lots of people try. TPV have tried. Vinnie Eastwood tries.
Yeah.
Alex Jones appears to be making a fortune. I don't know how he's managed that miracle, but well done, Alex. Michael Tsarian's members only. James Corbett, I think he has a subscribe. Look, these people are doing a great job.
They are, yeah.
But they're asking for money from people who are skint. Okay, it's very difficult.
It is, yeah.
TPV, I believe, are rejigging their entire business model because people don't want to pay.
No.
Because firstly, they can't afford it, or secondly, what they're broadcasting is available if you want to find it for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
If you get stuck down in the news cycle, it'll bury you. That's what it's designed for. You're trying to listen to everybody's points of view about something you don't know anything about.
Exactly, yeah.
This will completely confuse the life out of you.
Yeah.
Because you weren't there, you don't know, so you're going to pick a version, and then, by God, you end up defending it. This is stupid. Okay? My life is going to be judged by what I did with it.
Yes.
My life is going to be judged, and I'm going to judge myself at the end to see what I did with it.
Yeah.
And if I listen to everybody else and ended up in the same place that I started, then I wasted it.
Yeah.
If I still think the same now as I did 5-10 years ago, I've not learnt anything.
No.
I don't feel the same. I do feel more confident. I do feel I have more courage, but I'm also calmer, and I understand more, and I accept the system. I don't agree with it.
No.
But I understand how it works.
Yes.
I understand why it works.
How it works on us, yes. And
yes.
the laziness has brought this about. Our laziness.
Well, it's because they've made an easy life for us.
They have, yeah. They've made us too comfortable.
We've said before, we live in luxury, really.
We're very, very comfortable where we are.
You know, we've actually got we actually in this country, we allow people to do nothing, and we give them houses and money, and they do nothing. I know that's socialism, but those people need to remember: don't criticise those that are paying you.
No,
don't do that. Attack them from all sides. If you think the Freeman version is your version of how to deny the system, go right ahead. If you believe growing your own food or taking alternative medicines, go right ahead. I don't mind. They're called alternative medicines. My nose is getting bugged up. They're called alternative medicines as if it's like...
Yes.
As like, they should be called... The stuff we used to have...
Yeah, the original...
Is the medicine.
The original medicine.
The alternative medicines we have are the ones you get when you go to the doctors. The synthesised counterfeits.
It is, yeah.
So can we have some of that real medicine and not this alternative stuff?
Yeah. Well, I had a chat with John Earnshaw at the weekend. John Earnshaw's Herbal Dispensary in Batley Bridge.
Yep.
He's got a website. Just find him. John Earnshaw's Herbal Dispensary. And my mother's in her 70s. The doctors just put her on antidepressants. And I had a conversation with one on Friday night, and then I went to see John on the Saturday because I needed some of his herbal remedy for the hay fever that's coming.
Oh yeah, you do use that.
I use that, and it's brilliant. Better than the antihistamines.
Yeah, you've said that before, yeah.
But I was discussing his my mum's depression and why the doctors, and I asked her for the tablets, and he looked them up online because John used to work for a pharmaceutical company, and he realised they were rogues and vagabonds and packed it all in. He grows all his own stuff as well and makes all his own tinctures, and we've had him on the show, haven't we, if you look back through the archive.
It's on the Critical Mass website,
actually. It is.
YouTube site,
actually. It's on the YouTube.
We'll link it up below this video.
But he was straight in. He wouldn't even sell me anything to give to my mum. He said, no, she doesn't need a placebo. She doesn't need something that's going to dumb her down. Her body's lacking magnesium citrate. Straight into that, and he said, just research the internet, find all the products that you can eat that have got the magnesium citrate in, and he says the best thing you can do if you're not sleeping, and if you've got depression, is have a hot bath with Epsom salts in it before you go to bed, because your body is the biggest organ in your skin is the biggest organ on your body, and that they know this is why they've got all the chemtrails. That's why the chemtrails are going, because we absorb it through our skin.
They are salt in the earth, aren't
and
they?
they're salt in the earth.
Salt in the earth,
and
they're very salt in the earth, yeah.
Get in a bath with Epsom salts before you go to bed.
Do we know what salt in the earth means?
Yeah.
It means clearing it of all... it's clearing it.
It is, yeah. If the ground's salty, nothing will grow.
But this is to clear it. This is to rid of it of the problems that were there. Salt in the earth is to remove the problem.
Mm-hmm. So the answers are out there. It's about talking to people, and I think that... And I want to... I want to stop talking about it. I want to start doing.
Yeah.
And I need to start doing things again.
This isn't doing, is it?
No, this isn't doing.
This is copy and pasting.
It is copy and pasting.
It's not doing.
No, it's not doing, no.
I
want to teach. I want to pass some of my knowledge on. My granddad passed some of it on to me. And I've not had that opportunity. This sick system we live in.
But aren't you doing perhaps what your instinct tells you?
Yeah.
Aren't we both feeling the same now? That you get to a point in life and you look back and you think, okay, now I'm into the chapter where I've got to share it.
Yeah.
Now I'm into the chapter that teaches me that, or tells me that this is how I bring the next generation on.
Yeah.
By speeding their advancement. I don't do it for them.
No.
But I help them to make less mistakes, so they make the connections faster.
Yeah.
We all have to go through the same rites of passage. We all have to struggle ourselves. That's why I played The Climb. A lot of people was it's an X-Factor song.
Yeah.
It's bloody rubbish. That it's bloody rubbish. That yeah, but
listen to the words.
That's because they don't hear.
No.
They're not thinking. I mean, this doesn't teach you to think. No. This teaches you to choose.
It does, yeah.
To choose which version you like. Your Facebook is your psychological profile. That's what it's for. If you want to know anything about anybody, and you ask girls and boys half our age, when they meet somebody, are you on Facebook? They'll say, yeah. Before they even make friends with them, they read the profile and see if they like them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I would do. But remember, everything you give out, if you do it on here, it's here forever. It doesn't go away. Okay,
no,
somebody's got it.
There's a ghost on there of it.
You know, the good evil that goes on in the world goes on in every level of the world. We can claim that evil's running the world, and we certainly have quite a few examples of the darker side. But we don't buy happy stories. We don't want them.
No, we like being scared.
There's no good news channel, is there? Right? It's all bloody bad news channel.
Yeah.
So we're doing it ourselves. If I still feel the same next year as I do now, I'll be disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning all the time that it's run by the same people as I've always known.
Yeah.
Some want their own nest feathering. Some are prepared to share. Some know more than others and they want paying better. Some are just liars. Yeah. Some are just, I can't believe I've got this job. It's the same in every level.
Yeah.
And you've got to cope with that. That's what makes us unique. If we were paid to do nothing, we'd have a country of people who are paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
And then, when challenged why they're not doing anything, they would come up with will I do this, will I do that, will I do the other? When they can get this in, workfare's coming. Whether you like it or not, workfare's coming.
It is, yeah.
Labour are saying that should they get back into power 2016, they're going to guarantee jobs for 18 to 25-year-olds. You read that?
Yeah.
They're going to guarantee you a job.
Yeah.
They're going to guarantee you a job at the taxpayer's expense.
It'll be working for your benefits.
The country should be like...
I guess it'll be called...
I know what that means.
Universal Credit will still exist. They won't change the name of it.
No, they won't. Not that. They won't.
No, they won't. No.
Universal Credit means it can be spent anywhere.
Well, I've said in this... I voted Tony Blair in, and I didn't know at the time that all these NHS reforms that the Tories are carrying out now, it's what Tony Blair put in place.
But
with the public and the private joining forces.
This is the nudge, wink, wink system.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
It's nudge, wink, wink.
And I were an out-and-out socialist. I used to buy the Socialist Worker.
But
go on.
But they're going to get us there by hook or by crook.
Yeah, well, my red jumper and everything.
By hook or by crook.
Yes, yeah.
Hook being the fish, crook being the sheep.
Yeah.
Hook being the addiction, crook being the deception.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how they do it.
It is.
And even though we know that's how they do it, we have this illusion of choices.
Yeah.
We still end up where they want us to go.
Yeah.
But we've learned these things. You want to go learn how to teach.
Yes.
What am I doing? I want to go learn more about a subject that I openly criticise. Spycology. Spycology, which I think is the feeding system for psychiatry and the therapists or the rapists. This is the feeding system for the pharmaceutical industrial complex. My voice sounds crazy. This is going to be interesting listening back to this. But anyway, I believe spycology is just those that understand it. Well, back to the 30s anyway, the chemical imbalance, which it probably is a chemical imbalance, which they put in. Rather than BPA and stuff like that, which was around in the 30s, BPA, and God knows what else they were putting in the water. I mean, we've got to grow up and stop being so bloody gullible and naive. If we get treated like children, it's because we act like bloody children. And we have to accept on the chin that we're here because we've been fooled. We've been fooled by people who are pretty damn smart. But that doesn't stop us trying to catch up. It doesn't stop us trying to actually overcome some of the fences and hurdles and obstacles they put in our way. There are as many people as you think are trying to do you badly. There's as many people on the other side trying to help.
Yeah.
Look at what's around you. You might knock the death management system, but it's doing a great job. It's fixing people.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a guy who comes in here. He was close to 30 stone. Right? He was the most obnoxious git ever. I was virtually going to bar him. Anyway, he was so poorly that his doctor said, right, if you don't go get yourself fixed, I'm not going to, it's not worth treating you. You might as well just go home and die. Shocked him into it. Right? He came in the shop last week. He's about 16 stone.
Right, yeah.
I hardly recognised him.
Oh, right.
Right, and he had so many things wrong with him. They should have done a whole mini-series on him. He had gout. He had, I don't know, loads of problems. A list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've fixed them all. And he doesn't work.
No.
He doesn't work. He's 50-odd years old, and they've fixed him. Phil, our VT editor, he got fixed.
Yeah.
They do fix people.
Yeah.
Right, they're brilliant at fixing battlefield illnesses. It's the bloody tablets that's the problem. That's the bother when you get onto the synthesised medication, the counterfeits.
Yes. Yeah.
They're pretty good at like a military hospital stuff, where they can patch you up and send you back out to work. They're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
The seesaw wouldn't work. The balance wouldn't work if there wasn't good on one side, evil on the other. It's got to swing from one side to the other. Now, which side are you on? Because if you're on the good side, but all you talk about is the evil, then you can say that's because you're busy cussing the foe. Now, if we cuss and foe, you're quite correct, because that teaches us to focus. We focus on the enemy, but the enemy is who?
Yeah.
Who is it? It's the bankers and their prostitutes, isn't it? It's Real and Lord Charles. Where'd they get that from?
You still out.
I thought it was like Roger Moore.
Yeah.
We've got to focus, haven't we? If we want to make the world a little bit better, if we want to make our outcomes a little bit better, what's to argue about? What is to argue about? Just got to focus and just... We still get the chance to vote them out.
Yeah.
Vote the prostitutes out.
Yes.
But we have to get smart. We have to get involved. We can't do it from here. This isn't doing. We try and inspire every show we've ever done. everyone which is why we're not popular, is because we say to people, you've got to do it yourself.
You have.
I'm not going to come and save you.
No.
I'm not going to tell you how to save yourself. I'm going to say, if you want to save yourself, you'll make a start. If you want to be recognised as trying to save yourself, you'll get involved.
Yeah.
But if you just want to sit quiet and hide, that's okay too. But don't pretend you're not doing that.
No.
The libraries are free. They'll get you any book in the world for free. You can go on any course you want to make yourself smarter. You go to the job centre, and if you're halfway decent, they'll put you on a course. Now, I know most people say, oh, you're one of them, get a job, you lazy git, get a job, you lazy git. No, I'm not. If you want to go live in your I don't want to work and contribute tribe, go right ahead. But don't play the double with me. Don't say, you're one of them, get a job. Well, I don't want to get a job. What happens if I just want to live, I want to do my own thing? So go on then. But don't be living off other people. Because every tribe you join is going to need you to contribute.
Yeah.
Every tribe will need a contribution. Now, whatever your tribe agrees is your contribution, will be it. But I'm not one of them, get a job and smart yourself up, you lazy git. I'm not like that. You do what you want, but don't make me pay for it. Don't make me pay for it. And don't make me feel guilty because I say I'm not paying you for it. The system is the system. If you don't like it, get involved and change it. Or stand on the outside and throw stones at it. See which one works, eh? See which one actually bloody works. Someone's been getting on my nerves just recently.
Yes.
And I hope they're jolly well listening.
I hope they're listening tonight.
You walk into this room at your own risk. Because it leads to the future. Not a future that will be, but one that might be. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the super-states that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace.
10 minutes past 10, our third and final little bit.
It is, yes.
It is. I think over the year and a half that we've been doing this, the first 6 months we learned that we were rubbish at interviewing people.
Yeah, we did.
Rubbish. we just didn't get the hang of it at all.
No.
And so we gave up.
Yeah.
We gave up doing that because it didn't work out at all, did it? It's your own personal journey. It's your own decode. We've done it. I'm not saying anybody should do this, but if you did listen to every show week after week after week, you'll hear the journey.
Yeah.
Because every week we've been sharing it. And we always speak as if we already knew that, when what we've really done every week is just told you how it's shown itself to us.
Yes, it's
how it showed us it this week, how it showed itself next week, how it showed itself the week after. Because all we've ever done is the same show, again and again and again, picking out little markers to see if that's helped anybody else. The weapons of mass distraction are everywhere. But it doesn't mean you have to fall for it.
No.
I've absolutely... I feel quite emotional, really, because it has been a hell of a ride, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, off air, we've had some memorable moments, and these are things that this is what's given value to this part of this journey. It's the little things, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the little things that we've shared. The bit where your heart felt it.
Yes.
It was emotional, but your heart felt it, and you knew it was a good thing. It was something that was good that was happening. Yeah. Even if it hurt.
Oh,
even if it hurt, you knew you had to feel that pain.
Yeah, the turmoil.
Yes.
That's what did it to me. And last week I had realisation, a confrontation with myself, and I've got to move forward.
You have the difficulty where you live in a family that doesn't always appreciate your view.
No.
They challenge you quite a lot.
Yes, yeah.
And sometimes it's exhausting, isn't it?
It is a little...
It's exhausting because of the constant challenges.
Yes.
But that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We constantly challenge everybody else. It's the spirit and the proof.
Yeah.
Spirit is always measured in proof, or proof is in spirit.
Yeah.
We have to hold on. And knowing each other has allowed us to get this far.
It has, because we do we do share things off air, don't we? On a regular basis.
We listen back, and
we're in contact quite regularly, and our friendship has built over the years.
It's the strongest bond I've ever felt for another guy,
and mine also.
Yeah, I've never felt. I know. I don't have to ask.
Yeah,
I never have to wonder.
No,
I just don't, because we've got to that age where you've let go of what other people think, and now it's how you think and feel.
Yeah,
it's how you want to show yourself, and there's nobody else around, and only you and I know what it really means.
Yeah,
everybody else might say, "Look at them silly old sons," and they might be right.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter, because when you and I get on a roll, mostly off air, it matters to us.
And it's when it's a true friendship, because I've had friends before, and they're only friends in the way that you didn't realise at the time, that you went out for a drink with, you had a barbecue with, and you got together and you talked about the weather and the football, not myself personally, but other people did, but the rugby and things that interested you, and your kids and those things you had in common with them at that time. But it isn't until you realise that when you stop ringing them, they don't ring you, and you've got to test yourself that way. And that's one of the first tests I did. I thought, we only get together when I ring up. Whenever I make the effort, I've got to be the one that makes the effort. And I thought, I'm not going to do that anymore. And this is before I knew you. I'd only just moved to Ripon, and we were only 10 miles, 30 miles away from Leeds, where I moved up from. But people said, "You're too far away," and they were like, "Hang on a minute, it's an hour in the car." It's and that's when it's busy with traffic. It's only 40 minutes when there's no traffic on the road. And it's this realisation that when you're not putting the effort in for the friendship, suddenly the friendship dies. And it's only what you're prepared to put into it that you're going to get out of it.
But you have to put it in.
But you do.
And if it doesn't come back, it's not appreciated.
Exactly. And that's where the test is.
Yes, it
when
is.
you stop putting in, you see if the phone rings. And my phone stopped ringing.
Yeah.
My phone didn't ring anymore. And I thought, hang on a minute, my phone's not ringing. And I didn't friend them on Facebook. And there's friends that I have had before that are not friends on Facebook. And there are people that have befriended me on Facebook, and I don't know them from Adam. I don't know who they are. But
this is the reality. The reality of our plight is that I've got 820 odd friends, and about 8 that bother. It's not real.
No, it's not.
I mean, those 823 people might exist. And it doesn't matter.
No.
In the real world, or in the closest I can get, only about 8 exist. I know it sounds like we're trying to drag you back out of Alice in Wonderland here.
Yeah.
We said that we go in and try and save some souls because it's the intelligence of knowing who we are and how to make us do the very things that aren't in our best interest.
Yeah,
is way above my pay grade and station.
It is.
I'll never get there.
No,
but I know it exists.
Yeah,
I know somebody knows more about me than I'll ever know.
Yeah,
but I'm trying my best to at least do something about that.
Yeah,
there is something special about how we've got this far, and we know it, and we don't need other people to tell us.
No,
because it's changed my life and it's changed yours.
It has changed mine. Yeah.
And we've never ever said, "I want to turn around and go back."
No.
And I hear people saying, "The TV, you shouldn't watch it." We advocate you should watch TV, but not all of it.
No.
Not the adverts.
No.
Don't throw the Enigma machine out once you've realised what it's for.
What it's for, yeah.
Okay? The films, not all of them. Too many of them are just distraction and entertainment.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want, crack on.
Yeah.
But there are some films that have got the warnings in them.
Yeah.
And they may not be accurate to the very nth.
No.
But they're close. And these are warnings. And when you're watching the superhero against all odds, saving the day, that's just an allegory of how hard it's going to be if you don't start paying attention.
Yeah. it's funny, this journey that takes you down. We've talked about the films, and my wife put on the X-Men: The Last Stand the other night. She was flicking through the channels and she put that on, and I thought, oh, what's she put that on for? And I thought, well, I'm not going to say anything, I'll go with it and watch it. But there were a little clip in it. We didn't watch it for long. We ended up going to bed anyway because we were tired, because we're at that age now. And where you just think, oh, I'm too tired, I'm off to bed. But it was Ian McKellen, and he's the bad guy.
Uh-huh.
And he stood up and he was telling the mutants that these humans weren't going to get rid of them, and we've got to all stand together, and you've all got unique thing. This gift that you've got is unique. It's not a disease, and the humans were trying to say it were a disease. And I sat there and I thought, why did that happen? Why did Karen put that on the TV? And why did I just hear that little snippet of that? And things happen for a reason, and it isn't until
serendipity.
Hey, yeah, you've done this journey in your head, and this is why we've got to go. And I've got to do the next bit. I don't know what it's going to be.
No, I don't know either.
I don't.
I know. But I know I've got to learn. I've got to learn more about me.
Yeah.
And once I've learned about me, it allows me to see more. I can see the system more.
It's that bit in Ian McKellen where he stands there. He's called Magneto or something. I can't remember. And he attracts everything that's magnetic, and we live in a magnetic world. And I thought, brilliant, yeah. But you've got to go away and find what's unique in you.
Yes.
And that uniqueness now, I've not had the chance to pass it on because of the economy and the budget and all these things that are done. I've always wanted to take on an apprentice, not been able to afford to do so. But I've got to pass some of these skills on that I've got. I can't. It was the realisation of a couple of weeks. If I'm lucky, I've got 20 years left. I'm at that age where you think, crikey, I've probably only got 20 years left. That's 20 summers. Now that does impact on you.
It does.
And you know, with the things that they're doing, the food, the drugs, the water, everything.
But the chapters of the book are following the correct sequence as well.
They are. They are.
Like every song, every film, your life is your story.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts off with the introduction of all the characters, and the naive, the world's a lovely place, and then along comes the disasters, and the disasters come thick and fast, and you've got to learn fast and think fast and move fast and work hard, and then along comes so what have you got to show for it?
Yeah.
And then, how much is it worth, and who are you going to share it with?
Who are you going to share it with?
And this is, share and hears is not by mistake.
No, they're not.
You know,
they're not spelt. The spell's there, isn't it?
It's always there.
It is, yeah.
You know, if there's one thing people can take away from our shows, I hope it's a confidence that there is something you can do, but you've got to do it. Okay? You can't let somebody else tell you how to do it.
No.
You've got to find what it is that you like. If you like it, get involved with it. I mean, involved. Whatever it is you like doing, whether it's baking cakes, digging holes, arranging flowers, or just reading books. Whether it's looking after kids, walking dogs, talking to old people, I don't care what it is.
No. But
find something that you like.
If you like it, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the reward. The reward will come if you deserve it.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. This has not made me financially rich at all. This has probably lost me more customers than ever. But I believe that it will be worth it in the long run. It's worth it now. The calm, the confidence, the courage I have now, the conversations I can get involved in, and I don't get lost, and I don't get embarrassed, and I've got something to put in that is different, but it's not challenging, it's not aggressive. I've loved it all. Yeah. There's a couple of thanks very much in the chat boxes there. This isn't the last show ever. No, it's just a break. It is. We'll be back. And we need to go away and do an update. We need to go and find something else to talk about, because we've talked about the things that we think we need right now. Yeah. And then if we don't have, we know that there'll be a next stage, because there always has been. Everything we've learned has moved us on to the next version. Yeah. And now we need to go learn the next version. And we'll come back and tell you how that's going. Yeah. Find someone to hold hands with. Find someone to share with. You can do it. It's just that we've never been taught to be teachers.
No.
We've never been taught to be teachers.
No. We've been taught to shut up and listen.
Do you know how you teach people? You put your arm around them and you love them. And then you live in such a way that they say, I want some of what you've got.
Yeah.
I want to know what makes you like you are.
Yeah.
What is it that you have? Because I want some of that. And you're going to be prepared to laugh and to cry and to make a mistake and to make another one and to be wrong and to be embarrassed. And you're going to do all those things and still be happy. Because if I could ask for one thing, I wish I was wrong.
Yeah.
I wish I was wrong about it all.
Yeah.
Another Tuesday, but the last Tuesday for a little while.
For a little while, yeah.
The YouTube that you watch this on, which will be done tomorrow, and my Facebook, your Facebook, and Phil's Facebook as well. All the contacts below. What I've talked about in the show, the clip back to Barry Trower.
Yes.
That'll be on. We'll link that up as well.
We did a whole show with Barry, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
And all the shows are on the YouTube channel. I'm not taking that down. I will check it the Facebook to make sure I'm not being rude. I will answer the mail. But the fact of the matter is that I'm doing something else that I want to do. I'm getting involved in something else that I want to be involved in. And it's hopefully going to be a positive move.
Yeah.
A positive addition. And we'll be back.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future.
Yeah, something else to share.
You've heard all these wonderful, wonderful, inspirational type speeches. And I don't have one.
No.
I don't have one. People will only do what they actually want to do.
Yeah.
And if after looking at this stuff for a few years, you're still at the beginning of the birth certificate and the aliens and the deception, if you're still there, then that's where you are. But that's where you start.
You've got to start somewhere.
It's the most exciting time I've ever lived in. It's the biggest challenge I've ever been given. And there isn't a destination, because happiness is actually a way of living.
Yeah.
That's what matters. That's what actually matters on this ride through.
It is.
Thank you to everybody. My
My
name's Paul.
My name is Andy.
And for now, it's goodbye from the Unpenned Show.
Good night. Thanks to all the gang at Awake and everybody who's listening. I'll see you all next week.